Toby's tail is twitching because there's a little tiny fly in here. When he sees it, he goes after it. It's good for his hunting instinct. He's been a good boy. This is what you would call like a mandala. It was a much smaller version that I made a copy from online free mandalas. And then I drew a grid on that paper, which is down there. And I drew a great big grid and tried making it on here. And what I'm going to do is put it on that suitcase. And multiple color and all that. So I don't necessarily... A bright orange tag where the handle is. I'll know whose suitcase that is at a glance. I'm not going anywhere, but in case I ever do. I know. It's Thursday, and I already put the trash out for the night, and it occurred to me we had a holiday on Monday, so it's not going to be picked up till the day later. So I'll have to pull it back in case Asher or somebody has more trash to put in there. I guess. I don't know. It was an okay day. Because last night I got to see some friends and a fist bump from one of them, I was in much better spirits. So and I had to lie down. I was going to do some stuff, but I actually had to lie down when Brian went to get Spencer. And I got up, well, maybe it was before he went to get Spencer. And I got up and was doing a few things in here. And Brian said, "Do you want to..." Well, they got back from the school, and he goes, "You want to go to the park with us?" I said, "Yeah." So I got in with them, and we went to the park, and they had a good time playing. Spencer met a bunch of little kids. One little boy, I don't know, it was almost like a power struggle. Why? I don't know. Spence went down the slide and the little boy hadn't got off yet, and his foot hit the little kid in the crotch. And then we made him apologize. And then the little kid was afraid of him the rest of the time. Spencer would be running around after him, and the kid would be screaming bloody murder. No, he wasn't screaming bloody murder, but he was running away. And they played for a while. And then some girls came. And that was about the time we left to come home to have supper. And earlier, when Spencer got home, the ice cream man came through. And Spencer was allowed to pick an ice cream for himself and an ice cream for Daddy. The one for himself is it's called the Chocolate Eclair. It's a ice cream bar that's got layers of ice cream, chocolate ice cream, and cookie crumbs on the outside. Those are good. I like them. And he got a little panda-shaped one that looked like a panda for Daddy. And that was before we went to the park. We went to the park. We came back. He had supper. And I was making my way back over here. And Spencer says, "Well, you can stay over here, you know." And I said, "Oh, I don't know. Mommy's about to come home. And I don't want her thinking I'm here all the time trying to get all your attention." "Oh." I said, "Thank you for inviting me to the park with you. I had a good time." And then Brian said, "Well, what do you say?" "Oh, you're welcome." Yeah, they always brighten my day, those kids. The little one found a bunch of big leaves, and he sat down and he was tearing the leaves up into little pieces and then putting all the little pieces in a pile. That was interesting. So I've been working on this mandala thing. Kitty Cat's just been hanging out. It's 10:30. It's probably I should be going to bed. I don't know. Tomorrow I have just a few things to get from the grocery store. Just a couple things. I am making some decisions about, what do they call that? When you cook up a whole bunch of meals at once and you put it in the freezer. There's cooking ahead and stuff. I'm going to have some ideas to do that for the month of June. I'm going to try to spend as little as possible. We'll see. I have a doctor appointment at the end of July. It's the soonest. Hopefully I can I'll probably start taking some more of those pills. I don't like it, but I don't need a heart attack or anything and end up a vegetable. I don't need that. Healthcare in this country is something else. I have not been paying attention to what's going on in Washington today because that gives me panic attacks. I actually get sick. Physically sick. Don't need that. I do watch Naughty Nana Does, D-U-Z. She's up in Canada. She lets us know what's going on. And what's going on in Canada and what's going on here and all that. And she's nice enough that I don't feel that it's shoved down my throat or anything like all these other news agencies and guys like David Pakman and Luke Beasley and the Young Turks and all that. They shout it out at you. I don't need that. What we're going through is shit, and I don't need it rubbed in my face. If I want to turn off Naughty Nana, I do. She does it in such a way, just like letting us know what's going on. And then John Flannery, who is an attorney in D.C., I watch him mostly every day. And he lets everyone know what's going on legally with everything. And he tries to be non-biased about it, which I find very nice. Other than that, I watch restoring old toys and finishing up houses and house hunting and my tiny home and stuff like that. I mean, there's so many things you can look at. Languages. I watch Get Germanized. I watch Vlog Dave. They teach German. And then there's Weila Tom, W-E-I-L-A, Weila. He teaches Italian. Nice, good-looking kid. And that's kind of what today brought. Tomorrow Ash is home. I try to stay out of their way. I mean, I can imagine what a pain in the ass it is to have some old lady peeking around the corner and always in your business and stuff. It's kind of hard for me because I can't really just go outside and enjoy the outside, or I have a chair, but sometimes I'd like a table and a chair, or I don't have a table in here. I don't have room for a table. I'll keep trying to think if I can declutter and downsize and all that, is there a way I could have a table? Would I want a table? Do I want like a small couch? Where would the cat sit? You know, I have to take that into consideration. And I see these people with like the tiny homes, and theirs is just a little bit bigger than mine. Just a little. And they have room for a table. And room for an oven. A real oven. But I am not complaining. I am very, very, very lucky that I have what I have. And I worry for the future. I really do. Kitty Cat's still hanging out looking for flies. I ordered him some more Kitty Cat dry food through Chewy.com. They bring it right to the porch. Put it down. I like Chewy.com. That's a really good source of animal products. Foods, medicines, collars, toys, whatever. No, I'm not being paid by any of these guys. Just letting you know. So you as well can go upward and onward.